Hey guys, this is Shichan Oppa, and how have you been? Today, for those of you who already know me uh, on TikTok and YouTube, I thought I would give an introduction of myself and a little bit about my life story to you guys at this night of 3:59 a.m. It's almost 4 a.m. Yes, just wanted to get to know you more. I mean, I wanted you to get to know me more. Okay, here we go. So my name is Shichan Ryu, and I'm a South Korean, born and raised here, and I'm an English teacher currently, and also a TikToker and teaching Korean language too. I wasn't always like this. What I mean by that is that I didn't like learning English. I was a poor student with a poor report card. All I cared about back in my adolescent days, uh, back in my childhood, was computer games and online games. I played this game called The Nation of Wind, 바람의 나라 by Nexon, and it was one of the first RPG online games in Korea back in 1994. And I started that game, and like crazy, I played it for 10 hours, 12 hours. So I was in trouble. I was a troublemaker because I basically played games nonstop. And I didn't go to church for that. I didn't study. I didn't do my homework. So my parents used to, hate it. And they were so worried. So my future was doomed by then. And until I started realizing that, I'm not gonna make it to the college. And that's when I was in grade 12, at the end of the grade 11. So what I did was um, delete all of my game account. So the Nation of the Wind, I deleted it, and uh, so what else did I do? I started learning mathematics and I started learning English. Those two were the crucial for us to enter the college, get into the college, and you have to take the Korean SAT exam. So I studied really hard for about a year, and then I finally made it to the college. But in between these period, I basically put all of the hours that I used to play the game to English learning. And I was a lagger, you know what I mean? So I hadn't done any of the study that I was supposed to do compared to my classmates. So I was like wondering, how can I learn English faster? How can I learn English right? Because I am so far behind other kids. So I thought a thought crossed my mind. All right. So how do the babies learn their mother tongue? Okay. Uh, they were given the birth, and then they just listen and listen and listen, and they absorb the world, what their parents say, what the doctor says, and just they just listen. So I guess I'm just gonna listen to English content. So I kind of pretended that I'm a newborn baby, I'm a child, and I decided to just listen to my parents. And by then, what I mean by the parents was linguistic parents, and it was a little cassette tape and a CD and MP3 files that has like where there are TED Talks and Obama speech or some kind of Hollywood movie MP3 files in it. So I listened to it like 4 to 8 hours a day. So I was crazy. I was being called a crazy person because the Korean SAT for the college is around the corner, and then I am doing that. I'm not even um, doing the questionnaires and the uh, textbooks. So I was a little odd. But the thing is that as I listened to it and I got myself immersed to this listening, I was picking up some words and sentences and even paragraphs. And along with that, I also worked on my pronunciation. My pronunciation was something that used to be laughed at when I say, like, what is the plural? When I was told to do distinguish like verb and the plural of verb, and I said, this is verb and this is verbuj, verbuj, and everybody was laughing at me. So I decided to record my voice while I'm listening to this cassette tape that I listened to well over 100 times, and then try to make it similar. And I also recorded Barack Obama's speech and like practicing 100 times, and I listened to it. It was back in like 2008, and I still have that file. Someday I will, you know, reveal. I will let you hear my very younger voice back in 2008, recording the Barack Obama speech by my voice. And then I got really better at it. And then I was able to pick up many idioms, expressions, phrases. So in the end, I got into Sungshil University, that is in Dongjak district and in Seoul City. And my major was English literature. So for 4 years and plus 2 years of military service, I was obsessed with English. And when I was in the military, I got to do the interpreter job too. So my English just got better and better. And by the time I was about to graduate, I was thinking, what should I do for a living? I also had finished the double major in business administration, so I did that too. And but in the end, I came to a conclusion that the only thing that I love the most in entire world is learning English. So I went to my dad and mom and said, I don't want to get a job in a company, 9 to 6 job. Instead, I have my own experience of learning English on my own. So I might as well go ahead and teach English by how I learned English, by telling them how I learned English and encouraging them that they can do it, you know. And my mother's reaction and father's reaction were different from one another. My mother's was, 야, 이거 돈 벌 수 있냐? Which means, can you make a living, even living out of that? And then I said, yeah, I'm confident. But my dad said, on the other hand, he said, 나는 너가 창의적인 일을 하고 있다고 믿는다. 멋지다. 잘해봐라. 멋지다. Cool. 잘해봐라. You know, go get him. And 믿는다. I trust you. 창의적인 일. Creative job. So, in short, he believed that it is a very creative job that I came up with and that he trusted me on that decision. So I was glad, and I started teaching some students for tutoring, by tutorings, and also went to English Library Academy, where there are some kids trying to read some English books and improve their English. I was a teacher there. I was a debate coach. And then I started posting Facebook videos online back in 2014-15. And my first video was about how to use "how are you" properly, or like a native English speaker. Because Korean people, we are obsessed with learning English. In fact, we put about $7 billion a year solely for English education. But our speaking uh, is not so good compared to the investment that we make. We cannot really express our feelings. We tend to hide. We tend to be humbled. And I don't speak English. No. Whenever they're confronted with a situation where they have to respond to some greetings like "How are you?" and their instant reaction is reading the saying the textbook. "I'm fine, thank you, and you?" That is very famous, infamous phrase that we learn. Like 100% of us learn it back in school, but we didn't learn other ways, any other ways. So we only know "I'm fine, thank you," and you. But Native American people or native English speakers don't quite uh, respond to this "how are you" exactly like that. We say like they say like "good, how are you?" or "yeah, I've been better," something like that, right? And we didn't really get taught of using our facial expression and expressing our feelings. We didn't have to actually speak during the class because all we needed was a college and to get and in order to get into the college, the Korean SAT test is all about getting the questions right. So that's why Korean people are not really fluent in English, and they have been spending a lot of money. But I haven't. I hadn't, because our family wasn't affluent, wasn't rich. So one time I asked to my dad and mom if I could go to English Institution Academy before I start the first semester in college. Uh, my father said, "No, we're sorry. We can't even afford your tuition fee." So I couldn't. That was the first time and the last time that I asked for my dad for an English education for a private institution, but it's called 사교육. So it failed. So I wrote on my diary journal on the internet community back in December 2008. I said my family don't have much money, and my father said no, and I'm so disappointed. But I will believe in my potential power in me. Cheer up, Shichan. That was the English journal that I wrote 13 years ago. And but uh, after like 6 years, 7 years, I got fluent, very much fluent compared to 6 years before. So I want to share my experience. I want to share my know-hows with others. So I started posting videos like how to use "how are you" well, uh, or how to say "I'm angry" properly, because no one says "I'm angry" when they are angry. So how to answer to "how are you"? You say like "good" and smile. Don't say like "I'm fine, thank you," and you smile and just say "good" or "great." and they their intention is not to intimidate you, but to greet you with joy. So all you need to do is just smile. So a paradigm shift. That's what I wanted to do. So I got a job at some good English institution like Yanadu and Pagoda and Fast Campus Language. And then long story short, I'm now a freelancer English teacher, and one thing led to another, and I am also teaching Korean because I love English. I love learning English, but I didn't have enough time for socializing or interacting with other English speakers because my total overseas experience is less than a year, the exchange student program. That means, other than that 10 months, uh, I learned English only by listening to those English contents alone and speaking to myself. You know, pretty much 90% of the study was done in my room or in the bus. You know, not much investment was made here. So, not a bad efficiency, right? So, that's why I was teaching English, and also I wanted to encourage some Korean learners mm, in the world, around the world, that you can do it, even if it's the first foreign language that you wanna genuinely start. Even if you see that it looks so difficult, you can do it when you open your heart and then listen to it a lot, as if this content is your parents, your mother, and then you repeat everything uh, by recording your voice and comparing it with the original video, and then you narrow the gap. So that's why I started this job, to encourage others, to give them hope, to see the change inside them. Yeah, I want to do some good things that will make me feel good, and that things are usually uh, achieved by helping others. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this job. So currently, I am teaching 48 English teachers, uh, private tutors English, and I'm also teaching 48 people around the world Korean with a WhatsApp group chat, exclusive group chat, and this one is Kakao Talk group chat, and I'm teaching a few of private students. So, and I haven't been able to post many videos on TikTok or YouTube because I started a new project, like the things that I just mentioned. But now I'm back. I bought some mic here. Do you see this beautiful microphone? And this is my phone, and that is my light. I want to get connected with you. I want to connect with you. My English is not perfect. You know more well than me, right? You know better than me. You can see that I make bunch of mistakes. But you understand me clearly, right? Uh, Language learning is not about accuracy, but about delivering right message and delivering the right emotion. That's what I believe. So I want to just keep uh, sharing my thoughts and knowledge with you, and then grow together. By doing this, my English will also improve, and your Korean will also improve. And back in 2019 when COVID happened, I lost all my students and clients, and I um, basically was unemployed, not making any money. So that was my crisis. That's when I started TikTok. But uh, back then, I was like really hungry for money. How can I make money? How can I, bring in more customers? But now I'm not uh, like that anymore financially. I'm okay, not too bad. Now I'm more like grateful for the fact that I'm healthy and I have this room, house, and I have you mostly. When I was having a really hard time when I would go on live, you guys have been really nice and kind to me, and I cried because of it. You know, out of joy and gratefulness. So I want to thank you, and I want to make it up to you. So this year I will focus more on connecting with you and sharing more with you and interacting and smile more with you. That will be my goal. And this was my story. It's an unedited version, so it's not going to get popular or anything. But I think this is like uh, first time after a long time since I spoke English for this long without any editing in front of the camera. So thank you very much. Everything was possible because of you. Pretty much everything was possible because of you. Your attention, your kindness, your passion, your love. So thank you very much. So I guess I'll see you with this background and with this mic, with this guy on YouTube or Instagram or and TikTok, possibly blog, emails. I don't know. Alrighty, then I'll see you guys in the next one. 안녕. 잘 자.